everybody. Happy Sunday morning. Welcome to Coffee and a Card with Tiffany Almeida with Pretty and Paper Crafts. We have all the names of people that shared, and one of you lucky winners is going to get the stamp set. Aha, Diane McCarthy, you won the stamp set. Congratulations. I will get this to you as soon as Monday rolls around and I can get it in the mail. All right, guys, so I have 2 more prizes to give away this week. Make sure that you comment and say hello so you can get entered into the drawing to win the Tutti Frutti card pack. So I will be giving away this to somebody. This is a Sale-a-bration item. This is an amazing set, you guys. This makes 12 cards, I believe. I think it's 12. It may be more than that. I think maybe it might be 16. I think 16 cards. 16 cards, 4 of each color. There's 4 colors in here. They come with these beautiful envelopes. This is an amazing Sale-a-bration item. It's so easy to make wonderful cards. So this is one option for Sale-a-bration. I'll be giving this away to somebody who just pops in and says hello. And then I have a stamp set to give away. This is called the Yay You, and it's in the Occasions catalog. And it's a hostess set, so you can only get it when you host a party or have a qualifying order of 150 or more. So I'm giving this away to people, or to the person that shares my video this morning, and you'll get entered in to win this stamp set. And please excuse my voice this morning. I am struggling with a head cold, and so I'm a little fuzzy, and I'm trying to get better. I'm taking lots of medicine and vitamins. So good morning, Kim. Thanks for joining. Guys, make sure you share the video so you can get entered in to win that beautiful stamp set. It's a really cute set. Yay, Patty, I'm right-handed today. Woo! That's funny. Okay, well, we're going to go with it. I'm going to be right-handed today. All right, guys, so as you guys have heard from the beginning of Sale-a-bration, Sale-a-bration's actually over halfway done, and so the end of March is when Sale-a-bration ends, and I have these awesome specials that you can earn to get an invitation to my VIP event. So you heard of the spiel, but I'm just going to go through them real quick. If you spend $150 with me during Sale-a-bration, you get an invitation. And plus, every $50 that you spend, you get a free item from the Sale-a-bration catalog. And I don't know if you guys have seen, but that second catalog has some really cute stuff. So if you've already gotten everything out of the first catalog, make sure you look at the second catalog. There's a really cute embossing folder and some beautiful paper that I can't wait to play with. If you host a private party, you can get an extra $25 in rewards during Sale-a-bration, which is awesome. So any party or any order of $250 or more gets you an extra $25. You get a total of $50 in rewards. So that's only during Sale-a-bration. If you purchase the starter kit, or as I've renamed it, the Best Deal Ever kit, you will get 2 free stamp sets of your choice. So I don't know if you guys saw the video I made yesterday. It was kind of cheesy, but I'm excited about it. It's an amazing deal, and I had to share it with you guys. Make sure that if you went to watch that video, make sure at the end I asked you a question, and all you need to do is comment below, and you could win a stamp set. So go back, answer the question, answer the question down in the comments, and you'll get entered to win a stamp set. And the stamp set, let's see if I have it here nearby. It's out of the Occasions catalog, and it's called the Birthday Wishes for You, and it's like the very first stamp set that's in the catalog. So make sure that you go back and answer those questions so you can get entered. Thank you guys for sharing the video. Okay, and then so those 3 things could get you an invitation to my VIP event in April. I am so excited for this event. It's going to be amazing. I've been stockpiling product. Everybody's going home with some free stuff, and we're going to make some really cute projects. It's going to be a blast. And I'm going to have food there, and it's just going to be so much fun. So you definitely want to get an invitation to that. All right. As you guys requested, I have worked really hard to do some masculine cards. Let me tell you that was a struggle. I felt like I didn't really have anything that appealed to the masculine masses out there, but I was able to dig deep and I came up with some really, really cute cards. So as you can see, here are my 3 projects that we're going to do today. Aren't these cute? Can you see that? So this one here is probably like the grand finale. I'm just so excited about it. This one is called a bench fold because it folds flat, but then you can push down the grill and it becomes kind of a 3D card. So isn't that really cool? So we'll be making that. And this is another one. This one's using the apron of love, and I just did a little barbecue and a little apron, and it says I love barbecue. Isn't that cute? So that one. And then this one is using the new barn door set. Isn't that cool? And it just slides over to say happy birthday. So it's a slider card. Super cute. And it just has that kind of cowboy look to it. So yeah, so I can't wait to show you guys how to make these. We're going to go ahead and make this one first. Let me bring in all my pieces here. And I need to get my stamp set and my framelit. So here, we're going to be using the Aprons of Love, and that's in the Occasions catalog. And I need my framelits. So I've got my framelits. And everything that I used to make this card comes in this framelit pack. So I'll show you how I did that. So, okay, here we go. First of all, you're going to need a base in crumb cake, and it's cut at 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. So it opens this way. And then I have a piece of Tranquil Tide, and this one is cut at 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have a piece of Whisper White that is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, now this piece is out of the Tutti Frutti Designer Series paper, but I thought it made a really cute apron. Don't you guys think? So we're going to cut an apron out of this, and then we need to also cut out our utensils, both in the silver foil and in the basic black. Because, well, just the one actually, because we want to have a little black handle. And then we're also going to cut out the grill. And the really cool thing is I used a piece that's in the framelit set. These are kind of everywhere, so we're going to need that. We're going to need this and this. But look at this little piece. So it's meant to be the pocket of an apron, but I actually just used it to make the grill itself. So we're going to cut that. Okay, I think that's all the little pieces. Oh no, I actually need, so I don't know if you can see, but the grill has some smoke coming out, like it was, like something's on the grill cooking. So I used the little apron. You can see the little apron strings. I used them and I cut them in gray to make the smoke. And I actually need the pieces of the apron too. I almost missed that part. Okay, here we go. So we gotta do some big shotting. Is that a word, big shotting? I'm gonna put that away. And I'm definitely gonna use the precision plate, because with those little utensils, cutting out all that detail sometimes is difficult. Oh, I need my little, okay, so I've got my Big Shot platform. I've got my Thinlit adapter. Then I've got my precision plate. So I've got my foil. I'll be cutting out my utensils with the foil. And I will be cutting out the apron strings and the little neck part of the apron, and then I'm going to be cutting out 2 of these. Let's see, what else can I fit on here? Okay, I'm going to be cutting a little square for the center of the apron, so we'll do that now. Actually, I want to stamp that first, so I'll come back to that. So we'll cut these out. Where's my, here we go. Run those through real quick. Am I off the camera? There we go. I know, isn't that cute, Amber? Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I can't get enough of it. All right, so we've got, now be careful with these because sometimes they get stuck and they don't want to peel off. But we'll just poke those out real quick. If you have your piercing tool, that works really well to get those out. I'm going to get my piercing tool out. Just poke those out real quick because we need to run it back through in the black. Okay, we'll set those over there for a second. Now I need just the handle of the little tongs. So I'm going to get my little apron strings out here. It's going to be a lot of little pieces. It's kind of like punch art, but it's with framelits. So we got one piece of the grill, we got the apron. Okay, so now we need to cut this, and I need to get a piece of gray because I didn't grab any gray. Where's my gray? I just need a little piece. Okay, here's a scrap of gray. So we're gonna cut out the smoke, little smoke swirlies. Can you guys see that? And then I'm gonna cut another piece of the grill. I'm cutting this, and then I think I can probably fit my apron on there. Maybe, we'll see. Will that all fit on there? All right, let's try this. Here we go. Oh. Might have taken more time just trying to get everything on there. I know, it's a lot to cut through. Okay, I'll move that out of the way for a minute. I think, besides the little center of the apron, I think that's all we needed. And I'm gonna pop these guys out. It's Terry, crumb cake is a little bit lighter than Kraft. I'll show you a comparison. And Kraft is kind of a different texture, but close, very close. I even cut some little strings out of that. All right, so we gotta pop our little smoke pieces out. There are a lot of pieces to this. And I'm gonna show you another little tool that I use when I have to glue all these little pieces together. Okay, so I kind of want to put all these pieces back so I don't end up losing anything. I'm gonna put that there, that there. See, I don't even know if I'm missing anything else. I think, oh, my apron. I'll throw that in there. Okay, all right, so here's the tool that I like to use when I have to glue things down. This is called the silicone mat, and if you're working with a lot of glue, you definitely want this piece. So I'll show you in a second here. Let me see. I've got my little fork, I've got my spatula, my tongs, and here's my handle of my tongs. So I'm going to actually cut off these little pieces. So I just have the handle, and I'm going to use my fine tip glue because for these little pieces, it's really good to have the fine tip. And if you have tweezers, this would also work really well to kind of handle the pieces. But the reason you want to use a silicone mat for gluing is because it won't stick to your surface area and destroy your project. The glue doesn't stick to the silicone, so it will come right off, even if it's sticky and some of the glue squeezes out. So I like to use the silicone mat. So I'm trying to be better about actually using the tools and slowing down so you guys don't see me sticking to everything, which is kind of funny. Okay, now I need to stamp before I get too far. And I'll put my little grill together first. So here's how the grill is going to work. I have 3 strips of silver foil, and they're cut at 1/4 by 2. So 1/4 inch by 2 inches long. And I'm just going to kind of make them like a V. And then I'm going to actually use Tombow glue for this because Tombow's a little bit more sticky. And I'm just going to put glue at the bottom. Okay, and then we're going to stick that right about so. And the great thing about Tombow is that you can move it, adjust it, and get it where you want. Oh my goodness, my fingers. Come on. Don't do this to me. Okay, there we go. So glue that down. Okay, give that a second to stick. And then we're going to glue actually not that piece, we're gonna glue the top of our grill to the bottom. And then you can make it look like a hinge, and it's not truly a hinge, but you can make it look like it by adding an enamel shape. So I used the metallic enamel shapes. So I'll grab one of those. I got in my handy dandy, so I know where they are. There they are, all the way in the back. So I've got my enamel shapes. I'm just gonna slide one off, maybe. Get off. Slide it down off of the, and there. So it looks like a hinge. Cool, right? But it's not. It's not a hinge. So what man wouldn't want to grill on this, right? Just kidding. This little rinky-dinky thing, this reminds me of back in the day, my first little, you know, remember those tiny grills that you have to like squat down to use? That's what it reminds me of. All right, so I've got 3 pieces. So what I did is I took those little smoke pieces and I cut them in half. So now I've got 3 kind of squiggly lines, and I'm going to glue those to the back of my grill. And so what I'm gonna do is just flip over my grill here and just put some glue at the end. And you want to make sure this, I'm taking the time to cover my fine tip glue pen because it will dry out on you real quick, and then you won't be able to use it anymore and you won't be able to get the needle back in. So now I got to get my pieces and glue those in. But again, the silicone mat kind of saves you where, you know, where it would get really sticky. It's kind of a lifesaver. All right, so oh geez, everything's falling off. The fine tip glue does take a little bit of time to actually dry and stick. But again, it gives you time to kind of fuss with it and make sure you have it where you want before it's permanently stuck there too. So it has some, you know, positives about it. So we're gonna let that dry, and we're going to stamp our little I Love Barbecue apron real quick. And I just stamped that in basic black. So you can see there's really cute sayings. I love baking, I love stamping, I love barbecue, made with love. So there's a lot of really cute things. And I just did the little barbecue because it's a little barbecue grill. Sorry, I'm trying not to sniffle. Try not to sniffle and cough. Okay, so I've got my little frame, and then I need my little I Love Barbecue. Okay, the little tiny thing. Okay. Don't lose those. You'll never find that little stamp again. All right, so we've got my block here, my ink pad. Just gonna stamp that. It's always better to stamp first and then cut, because sometimes it's hard to line up that stamp perfectly with the framelit or with the cut piece. So there, that's it. Let me get my scrubber, my Stamp and Scrub. I actually got that out today and was like, I'm gonna use it because I get messy with the ink. You guys saw me last week, it was a hot mess. So I'm actually gonna take a second and actually clean these off so I don't get ink everywhere. And I'm gonna put them away because, like I said, that little barbecue is so tiny. Oh, thanks, Tammy. I didn't even see that, you guys. I'm sorry. And just know that if I ever miss a question, I will go back through them all and answer any questions I missed after. So sorry about that, Terry, but thank you, Tammy, for answering for me. You guys are amazing. All right, so I'm cutting my frame out. I'm just gonna use the precision plate. I really shouldn't be. I'm actually showing you guys something you shouldn't do, but because this is tougher on the framelits and on your plates. These really should only be used for those really detailed framelits. But all right, move that back out of the way. now we can continue our gluing with our little silicone mat here. So we need to put our apron together. So we've got the apron strings, come on. So we've got that piece, and we've got these two little guys that come out the sides. And then we have our I Love Barbecue. Now, I only want to glue around the outsides and not the top because I need to slide those guys in there. So I just do a little bit around the bottom and sides. I don't even want it to go over the edge here. So there we go. Glue that down, let that sit for a minute. Okay, so now we need to glue our apron strings. So I'm just going to dab a little bit of glue on the ends. Whoops. Thank God for the silicone mat. Stick that down. Oh. Okay. And then our little apron strings. So I'm going to stick that right under, right about. So it's good. Can you picture your cute little hubby wearing this thing out there on the grill? They get so excited when it comes to grilling. At least my husband does. It's about the only thing he cooks really, really well. And I let him do it. But he thought this was kind of cool when I showed him the card. So, okay, so then we're going to put our little tools in. So what I did is I just put some adhesive on the front of my tools, and then I just shimmied them in. Just pick it up and slide it in, like so, and then it will glue down. It won't go anywhere. So cute. I'm gonna dress my husband in an apron like this with his little pockets. I don't think my husband would ever put an apron on of any kind. Maybe if it had cowboys on it. Ooh, that'd be cool. Like a cowboy star. Okay. All right, so you got your pieces, right? That's not too bad. We got all these other little scraps we gotta put away, and I need to put this away before I lose it. Okay. All right, so we've got our two pieces. Now we just need to glue our layers down. I like the Tranquil Tide with crumb cake. Doesn't that look it's very manly. Very, very manly. So like I was saying, guys, if you go back to my video about my best deal ever kit and you answer the question, you will get entered in to win that stamp set. And then if you share my video today, just make sure you tell me that you shared, because some of you have settings in which I can't see that you shared. So make sure you tell me after you've shared, and you could win another stamp set. So this week you could win 2 stamp sets. Good luck. That would be awesome. Okay, I'm gluing my apron down. He's the first thing we need to glue down because he's going to be in the background. Hi, Janie. Thank you. So there we got our little apron. Hit the thumbs up if you think your husband would wear an apron like this. Is your husband as passionate about barbecuing as mine? They're so cute. All right, so I've got some dimensionals, and you see I don't waste any dimensionals. I enter. Oh, see. Oh, good. My husband's not the only one that's passionate about stamps, about barbecuing, about aprons. So cute. Okay. And I put this on dimensional so it just pops a little bit more. And look at that. So cute. Now this could be a birthday card. It could be a thank you card. It could be a I love your I just because card. Anything. So it's just a super cute, fun card. It has a lot of little pieces to it, but you know, hardly any stamping. But this is just a really fun card. And I think this apron set, it just does so many fun things. Actually, I'll show you guys something I was working on. I ended up not doing it for this video, but look at this. Isn't this cute? Look, it could hold, I was thinking like it could hold a little spice, you know, like a little, one of those spices, or it could hold some cute little goodies. Is that not the cutest thing? I love that. That's the set. The little handles, like it's a little apron. So cute. So there's lots of fun things you can do with this set. So there you go. There's this one. Okay, let's let's move to a different set that I am absolutely in love with, and that is the barn doors. Does this not look like a country, just cute set? I love it. I'm going to show you how I made the doors and how I put together the sliders. Good morning, Kim. Thank you for joining. All right, so I'm going to show you how I made this. Now we have lots of little pieces and parts, but we'll get to that. So I cut my cardstock at 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. So again, it is opening up from the top, but it's long ways because you need that for you need the length for your barn door. Oh my goodness, my voice. Okay, and then I went ahead and already embossed this piece of early espresso cardstock. I'm like, oh, what is this? This is cut at 5 1/4 by 4, and I embossed it with the planks wood. Isn't that pretty? So detailed. I love it. So I embossed that, but we're gonna also have to cut it. Okay, so this is the framelits for the sliding door, and this is the barn door stamp set. Is this not beautiful? It's got some beautiful wreaths that you can hang on the door. It's got some cute sayings, and a lot of pieces that you can use to kind of customize your doors and your card. So super cute. So we're going to use the framelits, and there's a lot of pieces that we're going to have to cut, so we'll try to do as many of those as possible at the same time. So the first thing we got to do is, this is the slider. This is what you need to cut into your card to allow it to slide. So we're going to do that, and we definitely want to cut it down closer to the bottom and leave some space at the top, because we need space for our hardware and our slider. So we'll have that. We also need a piece of basic black because we're going to cut the rod, I guess you would call, and we're going to cut the hinges. So we've got 2 hinges, which is nice, so you don't have to cut out 2. Stampin' Up! Created 2 hinges for us, and a little handle. Isn't that cute? I love the handle. So we've got that. Okay, so we're going to cut those. And then we need to emboss this with the stripes. Oh, now I'm drawing a blank on the name. It's this one. It's new in the Occasions catalog, and we're going to emboss it sideways to emboss those stripes. So we'll go ahead and do that. So let me get my Big Shot back in. We'll do the embossing first because we also have to cut it after we emboss it. So let me move things out of the way. Bring this back in. So how am I doing as a right-handed person today? That's so funny. Let's see, where's my other plate? It's right here under my scrap pad. Okay, so the one thing that I need to do, I've noticed that these the paper can tear if it's embossed because it's so thin. So if I spritz it with some water, it tends to survive a little bit better. So I'm just off camera here because I don't want to get anything wet. I'm just spritzing it slightly. It doesn't need to be a lot. I'm just spritzing it so that it's wet, so that it will not break on me. It will have a little bit more give to it. So putting that in there. Sliding that through. Okay, and I forgot to mention, you want the Stampin' Up! Logo to be at the front where you want your image to come out. So there you go. Okay, so we've got that piece. Now we're going to have to cut it. So I'm going to use my magnetic plate. I don't need the precision one for this, and the magnetic plate just works a lot better for these projects. It holds everything in place a little bit better. So I've got my plate. I've got, I need to cut this down to size, so I need this piece here. So this is actual size of the door that we need, so I just am going to cut out that. I don't think I can fit this. Oh, I can. So I'm going to slide that down. So when I cut this out, like I said, it needs to be close to the bottom. My magnets are pulling the piece, so I've got to move it. Can you see? Moving that over, trying to get it centered and as far down as possible. Oh. Trying to get everything just right. Okay, so we'll cut those first. Run those through. Okay, so now we've got, be very careful with this. It already looks like it wants to fall apart on me. And this piece. Okay, I'm gonna throw that silver piece away. And then you could do something fun with these. I'm sure you could think of something cool to do with these. So keep these for a later project if you want. And then I need to cut the black pieces. So I've got my little pieces there. And I'm running that through. Yay, Tammy! I'm so glad you got it. It's so great, isn't it? All right. How many of you saw the barn door set and were like immediately intimidated and thought, I'm not gonna buy that, that's crazy? Because I honestly felt that way. Like I couldn't wrap my mind around it, and I got really intimidated, and I thought, I'm not gonna get this. But I'm so glad I did, because it really comes together pretty simple. I've got these little pieces. I'm gonna definitely have to use my uh-oh, I lost my little handle in here. Come back. Use my piercing tool to get all those pieces out. Probably could have used the precision plate, but they'll pop out okay. All right, so where's my little piercing tool? Gotta get these out. Come on out. There we go. Just popping out the little pieces. There. And there. And that's all the big shot work we needed to do. So now we have all of our pieces. Okay. Where's my door handle? Okay, I put that back. Okay. So here we go. So we're gonna actually bring in our silicone mat again, because we have to do some gluing to make our door. So what I did was I took some wood grain, you know, the wood grain designer series paper. I took a piece of that designer series paper and I cut it into a 1/4 inch strips to build my door. And so I'm just going to basically frame my door with these pieces. So I'll show you how I did that. So just gonna apply some thin lines of Tombow and frame our door. We will have to trim the pieces down, so it's okay if they're not exact. And I'm already making a mess with my Tombow here. Come on. Gotta just hold it down for a second, give it time to glue. You did, Lisa? Oh. So does he does the barn doors? Like he installs them, or what? Does he do woodwork? That's really cool. That is so cool. I think Kim Bushy, Kim, didn't you say your husband, you just got a barn door installed in your house? I think it was your house you said. This would be a cute card for, like a thank you card for the person that installed it. Or someone that just really likes, you know, country, or this is their kind of style. So we've got our pieces. It's hard to tell which side of the wood paper I used, but I think the lighter side is the one I'm using, so just flipping them over. Okay, now here's the deal. I want the wood to be inside, see how this one, the pieces look like they're inside the frame, so I just need to trim them down a little bit. So I got it lined up, and I just take my scissors, get this off, and I'm just gonna trim. Just trim it down. takes a little bit of time, but the result is so cute. So trim that down. Oh, awesome, Lisa. That's so cool. You guys do it together? Oh, Kim, this would be an amazing thank you card for the person that's installing your barn door. These are just super cute. I was really impressed with Stampin' Up! For coming out with this, because they've just come out with some amazing, like, detailed sets. I just love it. How much you want to bet I won't have a voice tomorrow? That's going to be the next thing that goes, is my voice. I'm grateful I have it for today, because this wouldn't have been any fun as a silent film. Can you imagine? You guys would be like, no, I really want you to be quiet. I'm tired of hearing your sicko voice. So funny. You guys really challenged me this week. I had a tough time finding, using what I had and coming up with some masculine cards. I actually have to be honest with you. I don't even own this set. I'll show you it in a minute. It's called the Country Living. It's in the annual catalog. It's really cute. And yes, Kim, I'll bring it to club tomorrow for sure. But anyways, that stamp set, Evelyn let me borrow, because I was like, Evelyn, I don't have any masculine stamp sets. She's like, I'll see what I have and bring it for you. I'm like, you're a lifesaver. All right, so you kind of guesstimate where the center is. Again, I'm going to wipe away some of that excess glue. I'm going to trim them down. And Tammy, I'm so sorry. I didn't give you a birthday shout out last Sunday. Last Sunday was Tammy's birthday. And I was like, hi, Tammy. And I didn't even say happy birthday. I'm so sorry. I get so distracted by these projects that I lose my mind sometimes. But I was super happy to know you won the paper. That's like a belated birthday present. All right. So here we go. Okay, so you can see I put that in as an angle. I'm going to trim it in a second. I just wanted the glue to set a little bit. But I'm doing it like an arrow, right? And if you were going to do 2 barn doors together, which you can do, you just need a bigger card, you could have them pointing in together. Okay. So you can see it takes a little bit to, oh, I cut that short. Slide that up. I trimmed that too short. Thank God I used Tombow. You can adjust it. This barn door is going to be a little dirty, which is probably more realistic for a barn door. I don't know many barn doors that are clean. I don't know many barn doors that have Tombow all over them, but mine does. The crafting barn door does. So again, I'm just trimming these edges. As you can see, Tombow, a little bit of Tombow goes a long way. You could use the fine tip glue, but it takes a little bit longer to dry. So there. Okay. A little bit messy, but we're going with it. Got all these little pieces. Okay, so now we need to glue our little handle. I was like, oh, are my handles missing? But no, it's right here. Gotta flip it over. I'm gonna use my fine tip glue because I know I'm gonna get Tombow everywhere. So, okay. Stuck to my finger, but we're going with it. I must have used my my silicone mat with some glitter, because I have glitter everywhere. Look at that. Can you see the glitter on my hands? Okay, I'm also going to use this for my hinges. So you need to do your hinges up at the top. And you want a lot of the hinge off the door. You want it above. Like so. We're going to have to let that dry a little bit. The liquid glue, again, doesn't dry very quickly. Okay, I should have spaced these a little bit further. And now it doesn't want to move. That's all right. We're going with it. Okay, got all these pieces sticking to me. All right, so now before we put everything together, let's go ahead and do a little bit of stamping. So this is the Country Living stamp set that I was telling you about. It has the boots, the guitar, and the truck. And I love the old-fashioned truck. But I ended up using the boots because I think it just goes really cute with the barn door. So we're going to use Memento ink because I'm going to color the boots with the crumb cake blends. And so when we're using Memento, we want to use the blends. When we use the blends, we want to use Memento. And I need to get my block here. So I've got my boots. Now this is Evelyn's set, and she did not put her sticker, her image on there because it sticks to the block a lot better. But I have a hard time, knowing what I'm stamping. So I normally would have the sticker on it, but it's Evelyn's set, so she has it this way. So I'm just gonna stamp my boot off to the left as far as possible. Stamp that down like so. And then I need to do happy birthday, and I used the happy birthday that was in the Picture Perfect birthday, this little happy birthday. It looks really nice. I liked it. And it kind of gave me this rustic feel. So I'm just going to use that to say happy birthday. Now this doesn't have to be a happy birthday. It could be thank you. It could be best wishes. It could be a goodbye card. It could be anything. That's the nice thing about this card. So got my little happy birthday. There we go. And I'm gonna, again, clean off these stamp pads, or these, so I don't get ink everywhere, because you know me. Okay, now, I used crumb cake, and what I did was I colored it all with the lighter crumb cake, because I feel like I can come back over and do the detail and the shading, and put more and more layers until I'm happy with it, with the darker colors. So definitely want to start light and then go dark if you need to. But the blends are just such a joy to color with. I don't know if any of you have used the blends yet, but they are so nice. And I was really intimidated by them at first, but you really get the hang of it, and the more you play with it, the funner they are to color with. Has anybody else? Good morning, Anne Marie. Thanks for watching. Does anybody else love the blends? Have you guys been playing with them? I'm addicted to them now. So here's my darker one. I'm gonna go back over, I'm using the finer tip, and I'm just gonna follow some of the lines and shade in where I think, it might be darker, with the folds of the boots, along the edges maybe. Definitely where, like, the stamp already kind of shows you where it's kind of shaded. You can go back over those with the darker shade. And just trace the lines. Like, I know, like, inside the boot's probably darker. But you just do what you think it would naturally, maybe the sun's hitting in a certain way. It's going to be a lot darker here where the boots are together. Probably darker down here. And if you're not happy with it, you can go back over with the lighter shade and blend all those edges in that you just created. So that's why they're called blends, is because you can mix colors, you can, oops, I went off the line a little bit. You can see how that's kind of how the blending kind of going away. All those sharp edges of the darker color are blending in and making it a little bit darker. And then I thought, well, I have the ivory, or no, the bronze marker. And I thought, well, I can do some of these thicker pieces in a darker color, in a different color. So I don't think boots are all one tone, right? Maybe some of them are, but I just imagine the buckle and the heel of the boot in a slightly darker shade. You can do what works for you, but there's my boots. Cute, right? Okay, so there's the coloring, and we're going to actually just glue that down to the center of our piece of early espresso. So I'm gonna get my runner and glue that down. I didn't tell you what this measures. This piece of Whisper White measures at 3 3/4 by 2.5. 3 3/4 by 2.5. My dirty fingers are smudging. Just getting that centered, putting that down. Okay, a little bit smudgy there. Okay, now, so here we go with the door piece. Now, this is a little bit tricky, but I found a way that I really like where I don't have to play with washers or anything like that. So you want to use window sheets. So I've got 4 pieces of window sheets, and they're cut at about 1.5 by 1/2. So I've got 4 of them, and I'm going to use them as my hinges. So what I'm going to do is actually take my foam strips. These are foam adhesive strips, and they make really good shaker cards, but I'm going to use it to build my slider. So what you do is you take a piece of the foam adhesive strip and you put it in the center of one of your window sheets. And I actually want to cut this down a little bit. I don't think, well, no, it's, as long as it's smaller than the size of the door, you should be okay. So then you'll stick that in one of the slits on the bottom or the top, it doesn't matter. And then you'll peel off the backing of the foam strip. Good morning, Eileen. Tara, you will get good with those blends, I promise you. The more you play with them, the better it will get. So I put the top window sheet on top of the foam strip, and there you go. You've got like a little slider. So I'm going to do the exact same for the top. So again, cut a little piece of the foam adhesive. You could also use dimensionals, but I felt like this worked better. Can you see that, where I put that there? And I'm just going to put it in the slot here of the little hole and put my top piece of window sheet on top. Okay, so then I'm gonna do this actually I'm gonna use tear and tape. I'm gonna take tear and tape and I'm gonna put it on top of the window sheet so that it will stick to my door. So just putting 2 pieces here. Pam, I agree with you. They are amazing. I don't know what the original C are. Are those the ones that Stampin' Up! Came out with before? I didn't know about them until this new release. So, right, Patty? Isn't this great? It's so much easier than the washers. You're not having to deal with the little washers and the little dimensionals, or the little, the dimensionals. All right, so I'm just trying to get my door flat as possible. And I'm not gonna do that. I am going to make sure that my hinges, what's most important is that my hinges don't go outside of the card. But it doesn't really matter. Just have it over to one side and center your door. And then just stick it down when you're happy with where it's at. Look at that. Woo! Okay, so now that we have our door in place, we can figure out where our little rod goes. So we want it to sit right underneath the wheels of the hinges. So we'll put a little bit of adhesive. This is a little tricky because we have to kind of shimmy it underneath the hinges and not get glue everywhere. So let's pray for me, everybody, and make sure. Oh, the Copics. Oh, okay, yeah. Yes, Copics are pretty much the same thing. Okay, so I'm just sliding that underneath and sticking that down. So I got a little glue here, but should work. So do you see, can you guys see that? So now it's whoop, whoop. So now we're going to put some more foam strips on the back of our project and glue it down here. So because we use dimensionals for our slider, we need our project to be popped out on dimensionals as well. So I'm just getting a few more foam strips. I'm gonna put one in the center, across the top. I'm not sure I can do one down at the bottom, but I'll do ones on the sides. And I'll do one as long as it doesn't hit. You don't want your so I'm afraid it's gonna hit there. You don't want your, what are those, foam strips to hit the sliders, because then it won't slide all the way. So make sure it's not in the way of the sliders, but you want to have this up on dimensionals. Okay, so hopefully that should be good. So we'll peel these off, if I can get them peeled off. Nope, come on. I don't have any nails anymore. So I'm really, okay, I'm using my piercing tool. I lost my nails. Is that a sign that I'm not getting my vitamins? It's darn cold. It's really taking a beating. There we go. Okay, so make sure your barn door is right side up, and you're gonna stick it down on your cardstock. Try to get it centered as best as possible, and voila. And then you just have the most adorable sliding card. Isn't that not cute? Oh, we're not done yet. We gotta get our little lasso for our door. It's our little embellishment there. So basically what I did for that is I just took some of our linen thread. I love this stuff. Just wrapped it around my fingers a couple times to simulate like it's a lasso. And I left myself a little bit extra at the end so that I could tie a knot. And I just looped it through. And I'm just gonna tie a knot with the other end. Like so. So it's like a little lasso. See that? And then I used a glue dot to stick on the back of the linen thread. Just stuck it on the back. And then I just stuck that down to the center of my door. And voila, you have a little lasso. Cute, right? I thought this was a very fun card. I think any guy would like to get it. It has no flowers, it has no frill. It's just really rustic and really cool looking. So there's my second manly project. Oh, thank you guys. I'm glad you guys like this one. Awesome. All right, so last project. Oh, I love this. I was so excited when I came up with it. Okay, this is called a bench fold card, and it's a grail. And any man that I know in my life would love this card. And I'm sure you know some guys in your life that would love this card as well. So I'm going to show you how we make this. It's going to be our next project. Let me clean up a little bit after my first one, or my second one. All right, so we don't need the barn door anymore. We're going to put that away. We're going to bring back out our apron set. And we only need the framelits from the apron set for this card. The stamping, I used the happiest birthday from the Cool Treat stamp set. This is in the Occasions catalog, and I just used that for the happiest birthday. And we'll need these. So I've got lots of pieces and parts here. So the first thing is you need a piece of basic black cardstock. Now, you will have to have a 12 by 12 sheet because it measures at 4 1/8 by 11 3/4. So it's slightly larger. It's 3/4 larger than our normal 8.5 by 11 paper. So you have to have a 12 by 12 to cut that down. Oh no, the grill is so cute, you guys. I'm geeking over it. Okay, so we want to score this at 2 inches, and then you're gonna flip it over and score it at 3 7/8. And then you're going to flip your paper over again and score this side at 2 inches, flip it again and score at 3 7/8. I already did that for you so you don't have to see, but it creates this hinge effect. Okay, and I see that I did not get one of the pieces that I need, so I have to actually do some cutting. I need a basic black piece cut at 2 inches by 8 inches. So get my trimmer out and get my cardstock, piece of cardstock. So I've got to cut this at 2 inches. Wow, you guys look, I cut something with glitter and it's everywhere. Okay, 2 by 8. You see that? 2 by 8. Okay, so we need that. Now, we have our piece here, and we have this piece, and then we have, the background I used was actually from the Daisy Delight designer series paper. So the back side is these beautiful daisies, and then this side was this really cool striped green that I thought looked like it, you know, belonged outside, right? Like it's like outside with the grill. Sorry, excuse me. So this piece is cut at 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And it's gonna go in the center of our card. So I think what we should do is probably stamp our happy birthday here first and get our stamping out of the way before we glue it down. I actually glued mine down the first time, of course, before I stamped. So, excuse me. Of course I have to do it the wrong way so I can teach you guys how to do it the right way. So I'm using the happiest birthday and the archival black ink, and I'm just going to stamp that near the top in the center because our grill is going to cover the bottom part, so we want to be able to see the sentiment. So getting that good and inked, and I noticed that because this is so solid, you want to make sure you have really good coverage. And just stamping that. Boom, look at that. I love this the stamp set. It's got really cool font. Okay, I'm gonna clean that off before I do damage with it. So got my stamp and scrub. Okay, get that out of the way. Okay, so now we can glue that down. Like so. Just find the center. Doesn't really matter about the bottom because you're not going to see that. It's going to be hidden. Okay, so now we've got this 2-inch piece of paper. This is going to be glued on both sides to create that that kind of box shape. So we're going to put adhesive on the bottom part. Actually, bottom part of your, and actually I should be using Fast Fuse because Fast Fuse is going to hold the project together better. So we'll put that on both sides. Tear and tape will work great too. Fast Fuse is just quick and easy to use. Okay, so we glue it on one side, and then what we can do is just bring in the other side and it should line up perfectly, like so. So now you have this effect. Okay, so you've got 2 side panels that you need. These are cut at, let's see, can I have them go in the same way as the stripes? No, they're gonna go the opposite. Okay, These two panels are cut at 3 7/8 by 1 7/8. And you're gonna glue these to the sides. And I'm just gonna lay it flat and center it. And glue that down. Oh, I must have cut that short. It looks a little shorter. But maybe I just didn't do a good job of centering it. Okay. Okay, and then this piece goes here. So now you've got your two side panels. Okay, now you need a piece of basic gray, and this piece is cut at 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, and then it's scored at 2. And you're gonna fold it on the score line, and you're gonna see that one side is slightly bigger than the other. And you actually want the bigger side to be, I believe, down at the bottom. Yeah. So the 2-inch side, the 2-inch is going to be towards the back. The longer side is going to be down behind the panel. So we're going to put some adhesive on this bigger piece. And then just be really careful when you slide this back down. You're going to want to line it up with the seam, with the score line. And you can just have the score line slightly showing. And just kind of center it as best you can. Mine's kind of sticking already, so I don't think I'm going to be able to center mine better. This is the tricky part. Okay, that's as good as it's getting. So now that folds down like so. And so then you are going to, what am I going to do next? Oh, okay. So then you have this inside piece that's going to go inside of your card. Like, it's going to be this piece here. And that's going to help keep your flap from going too far down. And it's cut at 6 inches by 3/4 inches. And it's scored at the 1-inch lines on both sides. So we're going to put some adhesive, make sure it's strong adhesive on both of the flaps. And then we have to kind of wiggle our way in here. This is the tricky part. Wiggle our way in and put it down and try to center it in the back here. Trying to make sure that it's even. You see that? Not quite perfect, but it will do. Okay. And it's sticky. Okay. There we go. So that will hold, that will keep our fold from going all the way down. So that's that. All right, let me show you how I did my little grill on the top. I used the Move It framelits from the annual catalog. This is the Move Me Thinlits, and it uses the little grate here. I thought this makes the perfect grill. And so I have a piece of the foil paper, and this measures at 3 3/4 by 1 3/4. 3 3/4 by 1 3/4. And I'm just gonna cut that. While I'm cutting that, I'm also gonna cut all my other little pieces. So I need my utensils, and then in gray, I need the handles and the little mitten. So I'm gonna cut all those pieces and get my Big Shot back in here. Okay. Oh, and for this piece, you definitely want the precision plate, for sure. I learned it the hard way. You're gonna see it. It's difficult to cut that piece out because there's all these little pieces. So try to center that up on each side. Make sure it's even. Got that there. Gotta get my apron pieces out. I've got to get my utensils, and I just have a scrap piece of foil here that I'm going to cut those out with, and then I can do my mitten. So I'll just grab a piece and do my mitten. So trying to cut everything, you know, together as much as I possibly can. So here we go. Run that through. Uh-oh, do I have too many layers? No, it's just being difficult. Come on. There we go. Gotta be rough with it. And I'm gonna run it through one more time, just to make sure it cut. That was tough. All right, so we have got our mitten and our utensils. Look at that. Look, I have to peel it off. There. And our grill. Now this is where I was saying that it's kind of tough because you don't want to tear the little pieces because they are really thin and it's super easy to do. But when you use the precision plate, they should come out pretty even, pretty well, pretty easily. So there's my grill. I'm gonna move all this out of the way. Oh, actually I still need it, huh? Okay, I'm gonna clean this off. Cut me your garbage. Because I need to cut my utensils one more time. So I'm gonna punch these out. Just pushing these out. Get out. Okay, so now we need to cut them in gray. And I'll run that through one more time. You guys all have such great suggestions. Thank you so much for sharing. That's why I love Stampin' Up. We all have wonderful, helpful ideas on how to make our crafting experience that much more enjoyable. I love it. Thank you for sharing. All right, and I am always looking for good ideas of things that I can do that make my life easier, so share away, please. Share, share, share. Okay, I'm gonna move I got some wrinkles. Okay, so I've got my grill piece, and I've got my utensils, and I'm definitely gonna need my silicone mat for this next step because I'm gonna have to glue the handles onto all of these. Now you could leave them all silver if you wanted, but most of the utensils I know have handles that are different colors, so I wanted mine to be the same. You don't have to do gray, you could have done black, you could do any color really, but gray was kind of that piece, kind of that accent for my card, and so I thought that those gray handles looked kind of cool. So I need to cut off. I'm going to do one at a time so I don't lose the pieces, but I've got my spatula. So I'm going to cut my gray handle off for that and glue that down. And I like that my scissors are holding it. I'm going to see if I can make that work. No. Ha ha ha. Look at that. Thank you, scissors. They were like my little tweezers. And see how I got glue, but the silicone mat is not gonna let it stick, so that's nice. Okay, let's do this guy next. Scissors didn't hold on to that one. So we're gonna glue this. And as you guys know, a little glue goes a long way. So glue that down. And it's kind of slippery on the foil. It takes a little bit more to dry on the foil. So just be careful. Got my, I don't know what this is, another kind of, or maybe it's a brush. Maybe it's a grill brush. I don't know. I was trying to figure out what the heck that was, but your guess is as good as mine. Thanks, Eileen. This set is fun. I love the apron set. Which one do you guys like more? Do you guys like give me a thumbs up if you like the barn door more than the aprons, and give me a heart if you like the aprons more than the barn door. I want to, we'll do our little survey that way. Hearts are the barn door. No, thumbs up's the barn door. Hearts are the apron. We got hearts. I'm seeing some mad faces. You mad? Who's mad at me? Who's giving me a mad face? All right. Well, it's kind of mixed. There's a lot of hearts, though. There's a lot of hearts. All right. Oh. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to go with it. But did you guys see that I did this backwards? Actually. Okay. That's all right. We're going with it. Okay, and I got my apron. Okay, let's see what happened. I can't talk and walk. I can't do two things at the same time. I was too busy looking at your hearts and thumbs up. All right, bringing this guy back in. And we're going to lay it flat so that we can get the grill glued on. And I'm mostly I'm going to use my silicone mat here. I'm mostly concerned about just getting glue on these side panels because they'll hold things down pretty good for us. But you can try to dab. I mean, I'm just going to make more of a mess than anything else because it's almost impossible to get it on those lines unless you use the fine tip glue. So then we'll just center that on our grill here and glue it down. Right, Deborah? I'm totally blaming my blondness, my brain on my cold. It's the drugs, people. All right, so we got our grill glued on. It's so cool. It looks just like a grill. Now, my husband, I will tell you, when I showed him this card, he's like, need some meat on the grill. I'm like, you know, that's just too much for me. I can't. So he was like, yeah, you need some meat. You need some hamburgers and hot dogs, some steak. But, okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm going to glue this on as like my little knobs, and but I want to punch out some circles, and to use that to get the circles, I used the holly berry punch, and I just used a little circle there because it was perfect size. I think you could use also, I think the fox builder punch has some circles, but they're kind of small. So I was trying to look at like what current punches we had that could punch a small circle, and the holly berry worked really well. So I'm just punching six circles all together. I just used a scrap piece of paper. Do I have 6 yet? I don't think so. Okay. Let's see how many I got. I've got 1, 2, 3. I got too many. 4, 5, and 6. All right, I'm gonna throw all these other pieces away so they don't get in my way. Okay, so we've got our piece, and we need to glue down our circles. I'm gonna do this before I put it on the grill, and just want to center, kind of offset them a little bit. I liked working from the outside in because it's not precise, but that's okay. But working from the outside helps me space them out a little bit, like so. See how much I love you guys? I came on here even though I was sick. I got up early, took my medicine, because I just love crafting with you guys, even when I'm sick. Yes, you're right, Cookie Cutter does, and Cookie Cutter's still current, so that's true. Cookie Cutter would have been a good one. Can't use the owl punch, Evelyn, because it's retired. I will say, though, I will let you in on my little secret. Couldn't get rid of it. Could not get rid of the owl punch. Eventually, maybe. But So once you place your circles and you're happy with where they're at, then we'll glue the silver piece down. Now this is measured at 4 by 1.5 or 4 by a half inch. Doesn't need to be very big. So we're just gonna center this, and I even put it up a little bit above the fold line because oh, knob, stay in place. It's gonna be a greasy grill because it's gonna have glue all over it. So there we go. Try to get it straight, glue that on there. Okay, so then I also have these doors, these door handles that I cut. Now these are measured at 1 3/4 by 1.5. So 2 measured at 1 3/4 by 1.5. I'm just gonna glue those on. And again, you're gonna kind of wanna center them. Where you think they go, like so. And then I just took a scrap of foil, a foil sheet, and I just cut my handles, just cut strips, like so. Thank you, Sherry. I'm glad you like it. So I just imagined my handles were, you know, kind of those rectangular shaped handles. You just glue that on there. Just put some adhesive and try to get that centered to match the other one, and there's your handles. Okay, just a couple more pieces that we got to glue on here. So I've gotten some pieces of basic black and basic gray, and I just cut the basic gray down 1/4 inch smaller than the basic black. So the basic black measures 2 by a 1/2 inch, so 2 inches by 1/2 inch, and they're gonna go across the sides there. So I think I'm actually going to glue the gray pieces to the center of the black pieces first, and then glue it all together. It'll be easier than trying to glue it when it's already on the card. So just getting those pieces on there. This is like, signifies like the side of the grill, you know, those pop-up arms that are on the sides of grills that have the hooks to hold the utensils and to like hold the plate. Some of them even have those little grills like to boil a pot of corn or something. So I'm just trying to pretend that these are the handle, these are those side flaps of the grill. Okay. Glue those down. Can I get a thumbs up if your husband or you know a guy in your life that would love this card? Isn't this perfect for that griller in your life? I know a couple guys who would not be sad to get this card. Such a cute and fun project. So cute. All right, so now I'm just gonna glue my little utensils on. Perfect. And I actually put my mitten on with a dimensional, so I'll do that. I don't know why, it just gives it more pop. Now this card will fold down and it will fit inside of a legal size envelope. It won't fit inside of one of our normal card envelopes, but it will fit in a legal size envelope. So they will fit in an envelope. So getting my spatula on there. Before we end the video today, guys, make sure you have shared the video to be entered to win the Yay You stamp set from the Occasions catalog. It's such a fun set. You can do a lot of things with it. So make sure you get entered to win that. And then also make sure you've commented and said hi so I know you're here. So you will be entered to win the Tutti Frutti card kit, the card and envelopes. Those are fun. And I really appreciate you guys listening in and stay tuned with me. Am I still live? Weird. So there you go, guys. Very cute, right? So let's bring in all of our projects here that we did, so you can see everything. So I've got my apron and my little barbecue grill, and I've got my barn door. Isn't that fun? 3 perfect projects for any man in your life. They will love this card. And then you can even put a piece of paper on the back of this with like a message or another little stamp. So very cool. Look at that. Okay guys, I hope you liked my projects. Thank you for challenging me and putting me out of my comfort zone. I love getting with you guys on every Sunday, so make sure you tune in next Sunday, 8 a.m. That's me, rain, shine, sickness, and in health. I will be here. So thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye.